Two. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. How are you guys doing this fine Sunday afternoon?
Monday.
I'm doing quite
morning,
well.
and I'm doing great.
Guys, good. So we've got a couple of new characters. As you guys can see, Greg is going to be our GM for today. I am playing Ralph, who is a peasant wizard, with his two donkeys. And Millman, I don't remember your character well enough, but he's a human fighter thief.
Half-elf.
Half-elf fighter thief.
Oh, come on, camera. Focus. There we go. Yes. We're going for the vigilante style character this time around.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Greg, you want to run the show?
Yeah, I'll take it from here, I guess. I think since we have new characters for the first time, maybe we'll start by just having you kind of give an introduction to them a little bit more in depth for our audience. Give us a description, maybe what you're doing as you hang out in Shenanigans.
All right.
Sounds good.
Why don't we start with Neil, since you've got a little bit on screen, a little bit. You can delve into it rather quickly, I think.
Yeah. So my character's name is Ralph. He's a human. He's like 5'11", 190 pounds. He's a dude. He's like early 30s, scruffy. Short brown hair that's like starting to thin on top. He's got a scruffy red beard and tattered clothes. He looks pretty kind of poor, and that's because he is poor. He's a peasant. He's a wild wizard who just kind of started learning how to use magic innately. Doesn't really know how it works. Sometimes things go awry and bad shit happens, like when he tried to use some of his magic for something and accidentally polymorphed his father into a donkey, which gave his poor mother a heart attack, and she just died on the spot. So now he's got his dad as a donkey, and he's got a farm that he can't hope to run by himself. With the three of them, they were barely making ends meet. Now he can't do it on his own, but he does have a donkey. So he scraps the farm, buys his dad a girl donkey so they can hang out together, names the girl donkey after his dead mom, and sets off to go, make some money so he can kind of, support his donkey father, who he feels really, really guilty about. He uses a quarterstaff because he doesn't really know how to do anything. He does not have reading and writing. Instead, he's been jotting down his spells in kind of like a hieroglyphic format where it's like draws a picture of a tree with an arrow to the end of the word if he wants to make the E sound. So it's all this really cumbersome drawn things that probably doesn't make much sense, but somehow it makes sense to him, and that's how he keeps his spell book running. His non-weapon proficiencies are all shit that you'd use on a farm, except for heraldry,
Good with a pitchfork.
because he's pretty smart, and tumbling, just because I needed.
Because tumbling is always useful on a farm.
Yeah, totally. And I should have used a pitchfork instead of a quarterstaff. You're right, but I didn't think of it.
Oh, that would have been great.
I might just change that right now to pitchfork.
Excellent, yes. Invoke the powers of rub, rub, scribble, scribble.
Yeah.
Get that going.
I love this.
Beautiful. Well, that is awesome. Millman, who are you bringing to the table?
We are bringing Alok Alia. He is a half-elven man. He stands at 6 feet tall, about 165 pounds, and he has a vendetta against evildoers. So I'm going for the vigilante look at the moment. I don't even know where that sound came from. But he is wielding his trident and, how do I say this? Pesh?
Kolpesh.
Kopesh.
And looking to make some money. Obviously, he's traveled a bit and couldn't find what he was looking for.
Okay.
He has brownish reddish hair, so really dark redwood look, and he's got green eyes. Dressed in his nice hide armor. He's raring to go. I haven't gone that deep into my backstory. But
That's okay.
That was excellent.
It really was. It really was. I'm very intrigued by Ralph here.
Star of the show, right there.
So, the two of you hanging out in Shenanigans, as we always are, about Sunday at 3 o'clock, because why not? Drinking is a recognized pastime here in, I forgot the name of the city.
Berkshire,
thank God. I was going to try and call it Desu, and I knew that wasn't right.
No.
I was never and will never be again Desu. So you guys are in Shenanigans, probably having just met, hanging out, or perhaps doing your own thing. It is a rather normal day. The Shenanigans is busy with the common people you will find in there. Noticeable are the many postings that you are finding, not only in Shenanigans proper, but around town itself. It seems that a nobleman, or at least a minor noble of some type, has posted many notices requesting guards. He says the notices themselves say thieves and rapscallions abound here in Shirebrook, and this gentle son will not stand idly by. I am offering simple lodging, accommodations for trustworthy guards, seeking a 1-month contract. A generous payment of 60 gold pieces will be rendered at the successful completion of duties. No employee without a letter of reference from a citizen in good standing. Please see Humphrey for the details. And he provides a little drawn map at the bottom of it, hand-drawn, and it leads the way just outside of, not Shenanigans, but Berkshire, to a little plot of land.
Okay. How does forgery work in the system?
You have basically a forgery skill, right? And it's tied to one of your main attributes. So I believe it's dexterity in 2e. So if you have the kit or required pieces to do a forgery, you can roll basically plus dex with a penalty if applicable. And you will be able to produce forgery. If you do not have the required tools, you'll of course be receiving a penalty as seen fit by the DM. So like if you're trying to forge something with like a stick of charcoal, like perhaps that's not gonna work as well. You're probably looking at like a pretty large penalty. If you're just, I got some paper and some pens and it might not be the real stuff. Then maybe
can I go and get myself some parchment and a quill and just use the owner of Shenanigans as a reference?
You can definitely try to do this. Yeah. I'm assuming you don't have parchment and
not here. No.
Okay. Well, you by all means can go in search of parchment and quill.
Okay, cool. I'll go to the marketplace.
Excellent. All right, so you leave to the marketplace out of Shenanigans in search of pen and paper. It turns out pen and paper are fairly expensive. It is not a commonly used thing. Most people don't end up reading and writing all that much. But you do find a merchant eventually that will be willing to sell it to you, along with other odds and ends. This is a traveling merchant that comes through town. It's got some nice quills, some nice parchment. You can buy it for the standard price in the player's handbook.
Alrighty, let me just quickly bring that book up, and I'm going to buy some. Oh, wrong one. Okay.
Let's see. Paper, if you want true paper, is going to be 2 GP, and he has a few sheets of that. If you want just parchment, it's 1 GP, and he has as many as you want.
All right. I will just take the proper paper.
Okay, yeah. He has, we'll find out how many sheets here for you. He has 2 sheets of proper paper.
Yep, I'll take them.
All right, yep, absolutely. So 4 GP, and he'll hand them over to you.
All right, cool.
The ink itself is also in here. We can find it.
What am I looking for? I'm looking for it.
Writing ink is 8 GP per vial.
We'll get 1.
Okay.
Wow, you sure are wealthy.
Not a lot left.
Since it turns out you turn around, there's a peasant that's been following you around. I guess he just escaped your notice for a little bit.
I heard you reading that letter out loud there, sir, and I was wondering if maybe you wanted to show me where that conscription office was.
Do you have a letter of recommendation?
I don't, but I was hoping maybe I could talk to someone and maybe get someone to think highly of me, maybe.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't, or maybe no. I'm
how
a.
good are you? How good are you at combat? I need to know. So I'm thinking I might be able to help you out.
Not super good. I ain't never been in a fight in my life other than play fighting with the dogs back on the farm. But I am a gifted individual. I'm quite bright, and I've learned some of them dark arcane arts on my own. Just a little bit. I'm still fumbling with it sometimes. But trust me, they're quite powerful. I once turned a man into an animal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could do it on command. It was an accident, but I could do it. That says something, right?
Right. Like, I'll take your word on that one. You can, like, you said you can do it. If you can do it again, it doesn't have to be on purpose. Like, if it comes to push comes to shove, and you can pop that one off.
Hey, push comes to shove, I can do a lot of things. My name's Ralph. What's yours?
Oh, I can't even remember my own character's name. Alok, my friend.
Right.
It's a new character. Give me a break. We only rolled it the other day.
Alok. It's an interesting name. You you from out of town? You a foreigner?
Yes. Sure am.
Well, I know a lot of people don't like foreigners around here, but you seem okay.
Yeah.
So, you said you could maybe help me get a reference?
Well, I look
Maybe.
around and I get real close. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna forge one.
Whoa there. That's can you do that?
Well,
I mean, I know it's against the law, but
it's just a piece of paper, ain't it?
that's certainly a way to look at it. All right. I'm on board. You could put my name down too. It's Ralph. I don't know how you write it, but
All right. I got that. I got your name covered.
okay,
Let's just
cool.
go back to Shenanigans. I don't feel like writing shady documents out in the open.
That's a
Really? You
good
don't want to
idea.
just plunk down right in front of the person you're about to ink from and start forging?
Nah.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
You make your way back to Shenanigans, unaccosted. It seems they don't pay much attention to the peasants when you sit and talk to them. Yeah, you get back. You can find like a nice shady booth in the bar.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I
Well,
guess
I've got
I go to the bartender and ask how much it is to stable my 2 donkeys.
You brought your donkeys with you.
Of course, I've got Henry
No,
and
it's great,
Wimbley
it's
with
great.
me.
Desmond behind the bar, he looks at you and says, typical stabling is whatever it says in the book per day. He pulls out a ledger and begins leafing through it. Says donkeys. And I'll find that for you.
Okay. And you'll take real good care of Henry and Wimbley for me, right?
Henry and Wimbley, yeah, we'll take good care of him for you. I've got, he says, I got a kobold in the back. He usually works with the cooking, but he makes a fine stable master as well. Sometimes he sleeps with the animals, keep them warm and stuff. Weird kobolds, but they will be pampered, I assure you.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you.
Excellent.
I wish to meet this kobold in the future.
Oh, man. Right. So, you said they said 60 gold pieces. Now we divide that between the 2 of us, right?
Hell no, I don't got that money.
No. I mean, it said it pays 60 gold pieces.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so-
I
so-
think it's each, Chief, each.
Each? That's 2 years' wages for 1 month's worth of
It
work.
must be something important.
Woo! Must be certainly dangerous. That's all right. I can do that.
Well, if you're as good as you say you are, I think we're gonna be all right.
I think we'll be right okay. All right, so where do we go?
Alrighty, we're gonna head to this stead just outside of town,
Oh,
and
okay.
we should be sweet. Following the map, I guess.
Let's follow that map.
Well, first let's make these documents.
I was gonna wonder if you ever got around to forging them. All right.
Don't worry, I wasn't forgetting.
So you sit down. You have you've pulled 2 or 3 of these notices out, so you get a good sample of handwriting. So I guess you want to forge based on the notices themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what is the letter of reference you write for yourself?
It's going to say, obviously, the 2 men that are written on this document have worked for me in the past. I give them great recommendation. If there are any issues, please feel free to send parchment or come see me at Shenanigans.
Excellent.
And I'll big old squiggle at the end.
All right. So we're gonna have forgery be dexterity based.
Yep.
And we will give you a -2 penalty.
Okay. Alrighty. So it'll be D20.
D20 plus your dex because this is 2-point Neil, and then -2 for your.
D20 plus 13 -2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hopefully this works.
All right, so you scribble down your message on the paper. You sign it with a big flourish and make sure the signature is completely and totally illegible, but looks very official and nice to your eye. And you have yourself a good piece of paper here.
Sweet. Let's just hope they fail their perception on the on the forgery. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna fold it up real nicely, put it in my pocket, pack up everything, finish my drink.
Sure.
Finish snuffing out my pipe, put it in my bag, and let's go.
All right, let's go. I was just looking here in my book about spells to cast. I think I got the 2 that I'm ready for today.
Cool.
You think there's gonna be much fighting? There's something about bandits, right?
It'll be fine. As long as you stay behind me, we should be alright.
Okay.
All right, so the 2 of you begin following this hand-drawn kind of map. It's fairly easy to lead yourself out of Berkshire, and it's a nice 20-minute walk. You find yourself on a fairly noble ground, not far from Berkshire. There's the simple manor house with a white picket fence around it. The gate is open, allowing you entry to a gravel road, or not so much road, but path. Nicely graveled path leading up to a front porch. On the porch, there's a butler in a black tie, just kind of awaiting as you approach. And he looks to the 2 of you, kind of condescendingly a little bit at the very clear peasant approaching the manor house. And he furrows his brow and says, what brings the 2 of you to House Humphrey?
Oh, my lord, that is a very nice house you got there.
Sadly, it is not mine. Are you here to take the place of Oliver?
No, we've come for the work.
The work. Oh, you're responding to the notices.
Sure.
Do you have the for the mentioned letter of recommendation?
Sure do. And I hand it over.
He takes it from you. He puts on a monocle and begins reading through it. He says, very well. I was suspect you had such a thing. We will have the Lord himself take a closer inspection of it. Follow me. And he opens the manor's house and leads you through. He kind of glances over at you, Ralph, and says, leave your mucky shoes at the door. And,
I'm sorry. Should I leave the pitchfork outside too? Yeah, of course I should.
Yes.
And the donkeys, my friend.
I believe the donkeys are stabled.
Is it okay if I come inside without... am I bare feet? I ain't got replacement shoes.
Your bare feet are preferable to those.
They're barely acceptable?
They're barely acceptable.
Don't take it personally. He's a dick.
No, it's all right. I grew up on a farm. I know my place in the world. But I certainly am excited about that 60 gold. Do it.
You two are led into an open kind of center hall, I guess. It's a room full of art on either side. There are two very, very nice, expensive-looking kind of couches with a nice kind of table in front of them. There are goblets set up on silver trays on either end of these couches, and a tray of silver plates with like little breads on them. On lining the walls is an impressive display of art, all of which is clearly expensive, all of which is clearly artsy and not necessarily good, but all of it also slightly a little bit perverse, a little bit weird as you look at all of the art hanging on the walls. The butler says, if you will stay here, I will fetch the lord of the manor. Feel free to eat or drink as you please. And he walks up a set of spiraling stairs to assumedly go fetch the master.
You said there was food.
Yeah.
There is, yes. Little like biscuits and small tea sandwiches, along with goblets and vases of some kind of spicy smelling ale.
I start putting biscuits in my pockets.
I'm gonna lean up against next to the drinks and just like full on shot a glass at a time, and then fill my pipe and start smoking while I'm eating and drinking, while he's shoving his pockets, and I'm like, you forgot one, and just like pass him another one.
I peek my head up the staircase to make sure no one's coming down. If it's clear, I go back and open my backpack, and I don't want to fill it too full. I don't want it to be like bulging with food, but I definitely put some food in there, and then kind of close it and put it back and start eating. I go for the meat if there's any meat available.
There's some meat inside of the little sandwiches. Most of them are like cucumber sandwiches, but a few of them have like a nice thin slice of a roasted beast.
All right, so I put a couple of roast beef sandwiches in my backpack and then just eat the ones that are available. You don't get good meat like this on the farm. Maybe once a week or so, and usually then it's just chicken. Roast beef, oh god. I never had roast beef before. It is good.
Sure is, my friend.
You have roast beef before?
Oh, yeah, of course I have. On my travels.
What's your family do for a living?
Really? Definitely not farm work.
Oh, okay then.
There's nothing against you, my friend. It's just, yeah, definitely not farmers.
Well, right.
Mainly hunting and stuff like that.
But what do they do if they don't farm?
Well, they don't do a lot. They're kind of dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, yeah. I know what that's like. My mama died recently.
Oh, really? That's so sad.
Heart attack, just boom, dead on the spot.
Oh, that happens to all of us at some point eventually.
Yep. Well, she lived a good life.
Well, the simple life is the best life, is it not?
That's what all the wealthy people say. They never had to plow a field before.
No, but they never enjoyed the sweat from their brow.
About this time, as you're winding through this conversation, you guys see a man descending back down the spiral stairs. If you notice three things about him, you notice that he has an elaborate powdered wig. Right, not just like a small wig, but the big poofy one going all crazy, rolled up. It's
Mr. Speaker.
really powdered. In fact, there's like poofs of it coming off as he wanders down the stairs. He is enormously heavy. This man has to weigh 250 or more pounds. He doesn't break 6 feet tall. And he's adorned with jewelry. Just big, gaudy rings on his fingers. He's got studs of jewels in his fine clothes, and he walks with an air of importance as much as he can as his massive girth staggers down these stairs towards you.
Alrighty, now when he walks in the room, you want to stand upright. You gotta look proper.
Right.
And finish what you're chewing, damn it.
Oh! Put the half-eaten sandwich down on the table. All right.
I got you back.
As he gets to the bottom of the stairs, sweat kind of beads around his forehead. He looks you up and down. He says, "So, my butler has informed me that you have responded to my notice. I am pleased by this. Are you their servants?"
No, sir. No, sir.
Interesting. I will, of course, need to see your letter of reference then.
Of course.
He's got the letter. He knows how to read.
And you do not, I see. Are you this man's servant?
No, sir. My name is Ralph. I'm here for the job. The letter's got a letter of recommendation in it. That's what the letter is on, and the letter say.
I got this, man.
Oh, right. Sorry.
All right.
Yes, we have a letter of recommendation.
He reads through the letter of recommendation. He says, I see here it is whoever wrote this forgot to put your names on it.
Oh, I put a name on it.
Not when you said it to me, you didn't.
Oh, damn.
He looks at it though, kind of thinks. He rolls some dice. Not really. And he goes, very well, very well. I'm sure that you are of such high esteem that your Desmond, who was not personal but a friend, did not deem it necessary to put your names down on here. You must have done deeds that speak for themselves in his eyes. Great, great. Well, he rubs his jeweled fingers together, then clinking, he says, I tell you, there are thieves everywhere in Berkshire, and these damn guards just aren't getting the job done. You know, just this last week, I lost 2 chickens. 2! Anyway, I had a servant here, name of Oliver. Very good servant, served me for many years. Gone, disappeared. I don't like it none. He was asking questions about my art gallery. And you see, he kind of waves his hands around you. It's very fine, very expensive. I don't like those questions none. There were too many for me. Too many by far. I fear that he's going to try to thieve it, steal from me. And I can't have this. Can't have this one bit. So I need good guards with good reputations to stay here. Make sure that nothing happens to my beautiful gallery. I am, of course, willing to pay quite handsomely, as I'm sure you would for the note. Upon completion of service, you would each receive 60 gold pieces. Does this seem good to you?
What is deemed the completion of service, sir? What if he doesn't show up?
Well, then in a month you will have had free lodging and accommodation here at my manor, and 60 gold pieces in your pocket, and I will be relieved to know that my paintings were all safe. Perhaps if you do a wonderful job, I will keep you on.
That sounds like a good deal. I look at the half-elf like, I don't know what to say.
Yep, that's fine. We're happy to accept it if you're willing to have us on.
Good, good. You will, of course, be joined by others. I could not just have only 2 guards.
Of course.
But you are only the second group to have come. Excellent. Do you have any other need of me, questions or otherwise? If not, I shall have my old butler here show you to your rooms.
Do you have a stable? I got a pair of asses with me that I left back at the inn, and I hate to be separated from them. I was wondering if you had a place where I could hook them up with their cart.
Says, I do indeed have 6 stables. I know not which one is unoccupied at the moment. You, sir, servant, you, come here. Show this man to a stable. One that has room for his ass.
2 asses.
For
Henry
his
and
asses.
Wimbley.
Yes, for his asses.
Thank you, sir. You're a generous man.
Of course I am. With that, one of the servants just kind of that was standing in the shadows comes out and will be happy to lead you towards the stables. You'll find they're not far from the manor house themselves. Maybe a 10-minute walk, and you see 6 very nice buildings lined up. And indeed, they're full of horses and cattle and pigs and all kinds of animals in them. But there are empty stalls that you could put your asses in.
Okay, I'll have to go back and get them from Shenanigans a little bit later. I'm gonna get the lay of the land first. Are we gonna be servant, sir? Are we gonna be shown to our quarters?
He says, yes, indeed. For whatever reason, Humphrey decided it was most important you see the stables.
Oh yes, I got a pair of asses I'm gonna be bringing. The Humphrey and Wimbley. They're real fond of each other.
Oh, you have an ass named after our lord here at the manor. Very nice.
Well, what's your lord's name?
Humphrey.
Oh wow, I didn't even know. But I misspoke. My ass is named Henry. I guess I just one of them wizard things. See, I'm a wizard, and sometimes I just get thoughts. So, Lord Humphrey, real nice bloke.
The servant smiles at you, if not a little condescendingly, but a little knowingly, like, "Of course, sir, of course."
Right, I'm a wizard.
Of course you are. Now, if this is all with the stables, I will of course lead you back.
Elf boy, I don't think he thinks I'm a wizard.
I know. Just
You believe me though, don't you?
I do. I surely do.
I can prove it. I could cast a spell
No.
right now.
No, it's fine. I don't.
He looks at you, says, "I am sure there is no need for that. No need at all."
Oh, I didn't realize you were still here. I'm so sorry for talking about you behind your back, sir.
It is okay. I am used to it.
What's your name, friend?
Me, I am Jules.
Jules.
See, all
I'll
the
try
servants
to
are
hold
named
back
after
up.
his favorite things if they are not important NPCs.
Okay. That's very well. The man might be a little, like, obviously farm raised, but he's a good man.
Of course, I would never insinuate otherwise.
I know you're not allowed to, but it's okay. Like, you don't have to lie
Jules,
to me. I'm not gonna squeal on you. It's all good.
Jules, you got a friend named Vincent at all?
Oh, I do indeed.
Oh, that's great. I heard a story about a Jules and a Vincent once. You guys happen to be them?
Oh, no. Coincidence, I assure.
Oh, all right. Nice to meet you.
This is very good. The pleasure, of course, is all mine. Now, these are the rooms for your asses. Now let's find rooms for you. And he leads you up to the manor house again. Seems like you are granted a stay here, but you do not get to go up the stairs. Instead, he leads you through the kitchen into kind of like a series of hallways in the back of the house. And you pass by 2 rooms that are doors open. You see kind of some big buff men putting away equipment and things in foot lockers next to a bed as you pass by. And Jules kind of waves his hand. He says, "These 2 men were the first to arrive and accept the summons. I'm sure we'll be expecting others." And he walks you by them and unlocks 2 rooms. He says, "These shall be yours."
I get my own room?
Indeed, sir. I know this is a rare day for you.
With my own bed?
Yes, own bed, own chest of drawers and all.
Is this a permanent job opening, perhaps? This is good living. Don't you think, Elfie?
Sure is.
I dig it
Don't
here.
get jobs like this every day.
I'm gonna go meet our new friends. Hey guys, hey, I'm what's my name? I'm Ralph. Nice to meet y'all.
All right. These 2 big burly men kind of walk over. They kind of look at you up and down. They say, "Hi, I'm Brumpletimber. This is my brother Stouthill. Don't get too upset. We have dwarf names. I don't know why our parents are a little cuckoo."
You guys look like you're humans, right?
Huh?
You're human?
Yes, completely 100% human, I assure you. Don't mention it too much to Stouthill. He gets a little. I think he caught my parents' sickness.
Fair enough. I'm Ralph, as I said earlier, and this is my friend Elfie.
Hello, Elfie.
A lock. It's not Elfie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good, man.
Well, I see that you 2 could not pass up free gold.
Pretty much.
It's such a good deal.
It is indeed. It is indeed. I think we're going to have ourselves a fine month here. He smiles just like ear to ear.
Are these guys armed?
Yes, very clearly. They both have a variation of splint mail, which is poorer than the true armor from the army or like a general. But they have essentially created their own splint mail, and they hold a cudgel strapped to their waist and a hooked sword at their back.
Nice.
I wonder why he didn't let me bring in my weapon.
Oh,
a
I
pitchfork,
have
my
no
friend.
idea, sir.
Well, I know it's a pitchfork, but a pitchfork hurts when you get stabbed with it.
Yeah, it's a pitchfork though. They use that in the yard. It's a class thing. Don't stress. Like I got a trident, but it's a weapon. It's not.
Well, I mean, my
flipping hay. Like
trident and a pitchfork are the same thing. I just got more tines on mine. And that's not fair.
I didn't realize you had a trident. That's hilarious.
Yeah, trident. Kopesh. Like I picked the most exotic weapons I could.
All right.
Yeah, no, there's totally some class discrimination here. The pitchfork stays outside, but the trident, A-okay. This is clearly with it. This one's not.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's a class thing. Don't stress.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna wait for that butler guy to be gone, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you can go and get your pitchfork. I'm
Right,
totally for
I'm
that.
gonna go clean my shoes off too. I don't like walking around this house all barefoot. Feels weird.
I know, right?
All right, so I'll excuse myself to when I can find a.
Sure, yeah, you notice that these butlers are very good at just kind of blending back into the shadows unnoticed and go about their business. You
Being
look
good
around to excuse
butlers.
yourself and have no need to.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna drop my bag in the room, and then just keep my straight razor, my smoking pipe, and my small mirror on my persons, and I'm all sweet.
All right, yeah, you set up and have yourself a nice smoke in your room. Neil, you go to retrieve your boots and your pitchfork, and your pitchfork is still there, but you find your boots missing.
The fuck?
Shit, my boots. I look under is there a porch that I can look under?
Yeah,
or-
there's a big white porch with a rocking chair in it. You look under the porch, and you don't see any shoes there.
Maybe they took them out back. I walk around the house looking for my shoes.
You walk around outside barefoot. Beautiful. You make a lap around the house, which actually takes you longer than you expected it to. The manor house is quite large, and you find some servants out in the yard that are keeping good care of it, keeping it cultivated. You see some of them out with the animals. You make a full loop around. You don't see your shoes hanging out anywhere.
I go back to the ones that are hanging out with the animals. Go, excuse me, ma'am, mister, whoever you are. Did you see a pair of shoes near the front door to the big house?
One of them, a young lady with her hair pulled back in a bun, kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, yes, indeed. I believe that Jules had them taken out and thrown in the bin."
Oh, can you point me towards the bin? Those are my shoes. It must have been a mistake.
Oh,
I
see.
need my.
Yes, please follow me. She leads you actually back around the stables, and sure enough, there's a big bin with full of like slop and garbage and nasty things in there, and sitting in the middle of it are your shoes.
Are they like shoe down or are they like the top down?
Oh, they're definitely top down.
I
Actually-
kind of lean over and try and
Yeah.
pull them out if I can reach them, and toss them on the ground. Well, that wasn't very nice of him, but it must have been a mistake. Hi there, Missy. My name's Ralph. I'm going to be working in the big house as a protector of the art collection.
Oh, you get to be in the big house.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the servants don't get to stay there. Pleasure to
Well,
meet you, Ralph. And she puts out her hand.
I take her hand and gently kiss it. I think it's a class thing, but I got a letter vouching for me from a man in town. So, I think normally I would have to be out there with you. And by the looks of you, I think I might rather be out there with you than in the big house. But I got work to do. So
She blushes a little bit, but says, "Oh, well, feel free to visit. The back quarters are, of course, always open."
all right. Well, do you know is there a well nearby? I gotta wash my boots out.
She nods her head. She says, "Yes, I would suggest not using the drinking well, though. There's a small fish pond about 20 yards to the back of the manor house. That might be the better place. Wouldn't want you getting in trouble your first night in the big house."
Thank you, miss. What was your name again?
Oh, she says, "I'm Tapestries."
Tapestries. That. Did you pick that name yourself?
Oh, no. Humphrey renames us all. I'm surprised to let you have a Ralph.
Oh,
Maybe it's just because your first night.
Really? Everyone's got a name
Oh yes, all his favorite things.
Well, that certainly is interesting. What was that servant's name that recently got run off?
His name was Oliver. Yes, he had been with the family before even Humphrey was here.
So, why didn't he get a different name?
I could not tell you. Such whims are beyond my understanding.
Well, thank you, Tapestries. Do you mind if I call you by your given name?
Oh, sure. I'm Lisa.
It's nice to meet you, Lisa. I gotta go wash my boots. And I take off to go wash my
I
boots
need
off.
to see to the pigs.
Okay.
I love how Ralph has already got a girlfriend. And I love how it's Lisa. Who chose him.
All right.
Oh, I didn't even get the Ralph and Lisa. That went way over my head.
We're next
Wow.
level here, Neil. The references, they fly.
Shit. All right. Okay. I guess I meet back up with a lock.
Did you find
All
your
right.
boots? That's
You wash out your boots, and you meet up with Locke. You notice as you pass by your room, there is a new nice set of black leather boots just sitting on your bed. But you have your damp sodden ones on as you wander through the house.
I take my wet boots off and I put them on my bedpost to dry out, and I put on my new black boots. Woohoo! 60 gold and a new pair of boots. This is the best job I ever got.
I hear that from the next room. I'm like, wow, what's exciting? What's going on in here?
New boots. Look at these suckers. They ain't never been worn before. Look at that. Look at that. I think I still have to break them in. I'd never broken in a pair of boots before. I've broken in a horse. I wonder if it's the same thing. How do you break in a new pair of boots?
You just gotta wear them, my friend, and enjoy every second.
Well, that sounds like fun.
That's it. We just gotta keep them out of the mud. Don't want to scuff them now.
Oh, right. So, what do we do now?
We just gotta wait.
That's it? We just wait?
Pretty much. I'm gonna go check out the room, see what entryways we have to that room, and the rest of the house, and then just find a nice spot and hang out. Wait it out.
All right.
Try not to do too much magic in the house if you can. Don't get too excited now. We're not working.
Yeah, you already know me too well, Elfie.
Yeah. I gathered that you're not doing it from the page, so if you get too excited, shit might happen.
Hey, man, it comes straight from the heart. Straight from the heart.
Exactly right. So just keep calm until we need it.
Ralph the Lovomancer.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That is great. Neil, you
All
gotta
right,
play.
so
Ralph.
you start looking through the main hall, the gallery room, if you will, and you notice that there are basically 4 exits. There is the front door that leads to the front of the manor house. There is the back door that leads out of the manor house, and you see that there is essentially a smaller back house where the servants' quarters are. Then there is the stairs that lead up to the rest of the manor, the second story. And then there is the third door that leads to the kitchen area and through that to the place where you're staying. As the day passes, there is another group of 3 individuals that come, and Jules greets them at the front door in the same manner that you were greeted, and they are led into the gallery room. They are all human, all of them in chainmail, each with their own personal letter from a varying count or just minor noble in the area. Each of them have long swords strapped to their back and big mutton chops. They look like Wolverine in plate mail, or I guess in chain mail. They're greeted in the exact same manner, and each of their letters are read in kind and are led to varying rooms next to and near yours. As night comes, before the full night, you all, the 3 newcomers, Brumple, Timber, and Stout Hill, and you 2 are gathered or at least called by Jules to come into the gallery room. He says, "It is time to post the stations, if you will." And he says, "There It is the first night, so of course we will be changing these up as we go. But we will need, of course, a number of people to stay inside the gallery room itself, just in case something goes awry. And then we will have people posted around the perimeter of the manor house and the edges of the property, in case there are any thieves or unwanted fools coming along to test your skills. He says, Brumple Timber, Stouthill, you seem to be the best type of men to watch our back door. I will have you stationed out near the servants' quarters and the back of the manor. Your job will be to view the back of house. Yes, little peasant. I mean Ralph, Master Ralph. Well, what?
Oh, Ralph is fine. Thank you, my lord. I was wondering if maybe Elfie and I could watch the back of the. There, I already walked around the manor house, and that back area looks certainly mighty open. And me being a wizard and all, I think I could be better at securing that than any other area. We'd love to be back by the servants' quarters.
It's a lock, my friend.
But you see, I know that you are indeed a wizard, a powerful wizard. You've informed me of this, and it is those skills precisely that I think make you most reliable. And the perfect duty for you will be right here. You and your friend, I think you need to guard the pictures themselves, you see. We'll make sure that you two are in here and away from any potential trouble, unless it comes to you, and then your wizarding skills will be a fine addition to our defenses.
That's a good thing, my friend. Inside is always better.
Yes.
Yes, my lord. Okay.
And that leaves the three of you, Jonathan, Bonathan, and Solomon. Please take a watch along the front of the manor house. And so the three of them nod curtly and in unison march off to guard the front of the manor house. Brumple, Timber, and Stouthill go to the back and take watch there. And you two are left in the manor house itself in the gallery room.
Okay.
Just don't touch anything.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said just don't touch anything. We're all sweet. Just don't touch anything.
Well, I wasn't going to, but now that you said that, I can't.
You can touch stuff that's in the room. Just don't touch the paintings. Just stay away from the paintings.
You should. Now all I'm all gonna think about is touching those paintings all day night.
You don't touch paintings. You look at them.
Well, what? Why can't we touch them? Are they still wet?
No, but if you mark them, then they depreciate in value.
I guess I kind of understand that concept, but that
It's meant to be
seems
looked
kind of
at, not
superficial to me, doesn't it?
I know it's not what you would deem like efficient. Like, what's the point of having something nice that you can't touch? But at the same time, you don't touch them. They're meant to be looked at.
All right.
You don't pick the pretty flower. You just leave it there.
No,
Stare
you
at it.
pick the pretty flower and you give it to the pretty girl.
Yeah, but once it's picked, it's only going to live for a short period of time. Where you
Well,
could give
but
the
then
pretty
it
girl the
served
whole
its
plant,
purpose.
and she'll have a pretty flowering plant forever.
I mean, I guess if you could dig up the whole plant and give it to her, that is a better move. It's a good move. It's just, it's a lot of responsibility, and it's a lot harder to carry a potted plant to someone, and less, it's inelegant to just hand someone a potted plant. You can put the flower behind her ear, and it's a lot more simple than, they don't have to keep the flower. It can just get tossed aside.
True.
But
true.
I concede the greater point, I guess, is, yeah, okay, I won't touch anything.
All right, good man.
So,
all right.
We just wait here all night?
Pretty much. Try to stay awake.
All right.
All right. So the two of you begin just waiting in the gallery. Are you just standing attention the entire time, or?
Hell no. Sit down, lean against something, smoke my pipe, flick my razor in and out, like just something to keep myself busy.
Sure.
I go around, don't touch, but look at each picture. kind of
Yeah,
get an eye.
I
of everything.
memorized them.
They're all very, as I said before, each one of them is a depiction of someone in a just slightly compromised position, right? They all feature humans. They all are very clearly expensive, and they're all very clearly like not necessarily in great taste, right? Many of them are like in very nice golden frames and very clearly of a kind of modern style. One in particular catches your eye. It is a painting that is not in a gilded frame, but it still sits kind of center on a wall as if in the most important eye-catching position. It is in a plain wooden frame. The wood is clearly aged beyond the easy measure of time. Like this is a very, very old wooden frame holding a oiled painting. And in a placard above it, you see the words "False Chantriel."
I can't read, so
You're going to
Those
point it
words
out
are
to me?
there. You
I'll read
cannot
them.
read them.
yeah.
There's a placard with something written on them in common above it. And it depicts a lady that is in chains on attached to like manacles attached to a wall. And she has her back turned to you and is without clothes. And the painting is clearly valuable. Like you know what valuable art looks like. Maybe you don't, you're a peasant, but it has that same feel as all the other valuable paintings. But this one is just a little bit more perverse than the rest. And it's eye-catching in a strange way. Keeps drawing your eyes back to it.
Hey, Elfie, after a good amount of time, what do you think about this one picture? I can't stop looking at it. And it's got a
I'm
weird
gonna
frame.
read the title out aloud to him, and he'd be like, "It just seems morbid, and I don't like it."
What was the title again?
The False Chanterelle.
What's a chanterelle?
God knows.
Chanterelle. Maybe I heard that word before. Chanterelle.
Pulls
That
out his
sounds.
phone and Googles it.
Isn't
Oh, he
that
pulled out
a
his
sort of
iPhone.
fungus? Chanterelle? The false fungus? I guess I don't know. Maybe it's a fancy word for something else.
Maybe.
How many doors, Greg, are there to this room?
There
Entrances?
are 4 entrances and exits, basically. There is the front door leading out to the front of the manor, the back door leading out to the servants' quarters, the door leads to the kitchen and through it the rest of the lower floor, and the stairs leading up to the second story.
No windows?
There are no windows in the main gallery.
Okay. So
There
just
are
the 4
no
doors for certain.
walls. Yeah.
Is there any loose, like, just sitting chairs? Like
Yeah,
places?
there are sitting chairs along with 2 kind of large velvet couches. There's standing tables, and the trays seem to have all been refilled since Ralph started putting all the sandwiches in his bag. So there are more sandwiches and drinks on the tables.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a chair to one of the doors. I'm thinking the one to the servants' quarters. I'm going to sit it against the door on an angle, so if the door is to be opened, it'll fall over and then make a noise. And then I'll do the same to one of the doors, not to the front, but maybe to one of the other doors to the other quarters, and just lean the chairs up against the door. So if the doors are moved, they'll fall over.
Okay.
Hey,
You set up the chairs as this.
that's clever. You really know how to use your head.
Well, it's what I do. Then I'm just going to start drinking the drinks, start stacking cups.
But by the way, what do you do?
Right wrongs. That's about it.
Right,
Work
wrongs?
for them, right wrongs. The way they treat you is wrong, but I can't write it in a day. So
Well, hey, that's all right. You know, it takes all kinds to make the world go round, and you know, I
don't
think.
worry. After this job, we can dress you nicely, and they'll treat you better.
Oh well, I mean, 60 gold. I think I'll probably bury most of it somewhere. You know.
No. You.
Well, you got to save it for a rainy day. You know,
That's
in
the
case
thing.
it's.
Today is the rainy day, man. We're gonna make your life a little better, and you can bury the rest
I
later.
don't think you understand the analogy there. When you save it for a rainy day, you're saving it for when you need it.
Yeah, but if you don't live very long, what's the point in saving it? You don't enjoy the money when you're dead.
Well, I
somebody
mean,
else will
look,
unbury it, and
out
then
on the
that's it.
farm, we understand the concepts of fiscal responsibility. You put away most of your money for a day when you need that money. And at 60 gold, I can put half of that away, and that's a year. You know, my family only makes about 30 gold a year for the three of us. So 60 gold for me, you know, that's a windfall like I ain't never seen before. I could bury half that in a yard, and I could live like a king on 30 gold for a year.
But we could also dress better, and then we could take better jobs, and then from there we'll make another 60 gold in no time.
Think
But
if I would wear nicer clothes, I can get better jobs that pay more than 60 gold a month?
Pretty much.
Are you shitting me?
Nah, man. If you dress the part and work hard enough, money comes to you. You just got to look the part.
You said I can make 60 gold a month every month?
If we try hard enough.
Hold on. 60 times 12. I'm usually really good with things, but sometimes I think that's like 700 something gold. That's 720 gold in a year? Ooh, I could retire off that. All right. We'll reinvest some of it in some nicer clothes, and then we can work for a year and then just retire.
Yeah, and we can get your pitchfork. We'll retire your pitchfork, get you a trident like mine, and hold up the mighty trident. And be like, man, you look the part then.
Well, it does look like a mighty fine weapon. Where did you get a trident like that?
Oh, on my travels, I came past some men by the sea. They called themselves mighty sea warriors. I believe one he called himself King of the Ocean, and they all wield mighty tridents, but theirs were brass and glorious. I believe they said that their leader could control the animals of the ocean.
Wow, you met the King of the Ocean? I ain't never been to the ocean before. I ain't ever seen it.
It's beautiful. There's no blue like it.
You are a well-traveled man.
What's
All
life
right.
if it's not traveled?
As this conversation is happening and you're drinking and eating, you know that time has passed and it has probably become very close to full dark at this point outside. Although the lamps in the gallery itself keep it fairly well lit. You hear well, before you hear anything, you catch movement in the room itself. And as you look around, you notice that the picture with the woman in chains is stirring.
That's the Chanterelle picture?
Chanterelle. And the woman turns and looks to the two of you and says, "Help me. Please, both of you, help me." And with that, we'll go to break.
Holy shit.